welcome to the Trisha Ray Show. Today we have a new startup business. We have Michael Haynes with us and he's got Bootsy Shoe Shine. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Michael, and how you started up Bootsy, or how you came about to do what you're doing now.
Yeah, sure. So I started Bootsy in July this year. I've been an entrepreneur for about 2.5 years now. I've started a number of different businesses. But I in particular focus on an industry called place activation. So I studied an urban and regional planning degree, and I wasn't really satisfied with the conventional career path that offered. And so I started to look sideways and think a bit more creatively about what kind of impact I could have on a city or on an urban environment. And found the idea of hosting a shoe shine business and giving people shoe shines and just being a general nice person around town, and so far it's been a fascinating exercise.
Yeah, great. So it sounds like a pretty friendly business, actually. So, and I guess you'd need to be a pretty much of a people's person.
Yeah, exactly.
What are people saying to you when they're coming up to get their shoe shine? Are they taking it seriously, or they're saying, is this just a hobby or a passing thing? Or
one of the fascinating things that I've noticed is that when people come over and they're quite excited about the concept of the shoe shine, they always relate it to the most interesting and cool cities in the world. They talk about places in Europe, like France or England. They talk about New York. They talk about New Orleans.
Because they're still doing shoe shining over there.
Yeah. It's still a big thing over there, and rightly so. It's a simple profession. It's entirely service based. It's just like having like masseuses or nail cleaner, polish, applying ladies or men or whatever.
Well, I don't know the last time I shined my own shoes. I know they need it, but I haven't done it, and so there's probably lots of people out there who aren't shining their shoes either, and probably even wasting their shoes and throwing them out and getting new ones when they could just get them shined. And so now they can come to Bootsy and get them shined. So
and that was an important aspect of starting the business, is it needed to have a range of sustainability aspects to it. So obviously there's the social interactions that happen, which are really positive, but then, as you say, it's also about bringing out the best of the shoe, making sure the shoe's as good quality as it can be, and it will make your shoes last for years longer if you do it regularly, and that can have a large impact, and it's becoming a bit of a global movement of buying better quality things and looking after them, and that's where the shoe shiner really fits in.
So I like this idea of shining shoes, so why don't we give our audience a bit of a preview of what this could look like, or what it could look like for them to get their shoes done. We've got Tegan with us here actually today.
So a shoe shine, it's a process, it's a 3-stage process. So you've got a quick clean of the shoe, you've got, then we apply a lanolin, which is a sheep wool oil. Lanolin is really good for moisturising leather and different types of organic fabrics.
And it would protect them too, wouldn't it?
So it adds a bit of a shine, but it's better to think of it more as a moisturiser than the protecting layer. So it'll soak into the leather or the fabric or whatever's going on, and just bring back the vitality and the richness to the material. So then we just wipe off any excess. So the general rule of shoe shine is you can never have too much good material on the shoe, like of this lanolin, because you'll always be able to wipe off the excess, but the problems begin when you don't put enough on. So then I use a 3-blend wax. This wax includes beeswax, which is an animal wax. We've got Crenubra wax, which is a plant-based wax, and then it's also got paraffin, which is a mineral-based wax. So they all have a different effect on the shoe, and some of them will increase the shine, some of them will increase the water resistance of the shoe. So I prefer the blend because I like the idea of having those 3 different types of wax products. Then we use a horsehair brush to give it a little buff and to bring back a bit of the shine, and this is when we'll really start to see it start popping. And so then once we've given it a bit of a buff, so there'll still be quite an excess on there, so then we just really work it in, because what we're trying to do is, if you imagine the surface of the shoe as being kind of like a porous, lumpy, rough surface, So when we're applying the wax, that will actually smooth over all of those pores and make it nice and smooth, and that's where you'll get that shine from. So that's why a lot of the process is just moving the wax around from one spot to another and trying to work it in. And then also with the friction from my hands and from the movement of the brush will actually make the wax smoother, and then it will go deeper into the shoe.
Wow, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, so already you've got a really nice shine, so then we just use our cloth again and just give it a nice little buff just to remove any excess beeswax, which may give it a bit of a tarnished effect. I mean, and you can just see the difference already. Do you want to just put your shoes together and can we get a camera
so let's
on that?
have a look at that. So that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. For something that only took, what, 3 minutes or something like that?
It's probably a lot harder to do at home, I'd say.
Yeah.
Definitely. I gave him a polish yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess there you go for Bootsy Shoe Shine. We've got some pretty radical looking shining shoes, part shining shoes there, Tegan. So for anybody who's looking out for you, how can they find you? Where are you usually?
Yeah, sure. So I'm normally perched outside the underground bus station, which is in the new, next to the new Yagan Square in the Perth City Link. You can also find me for lunch at Guzman and Gomez in Northbridge on a Friday. And as of this week, I am now doing the Empire Bar in Rivervale on Friday evenings as well.
Okay, so you have a Facebook page. Does that have that on there?
Yeah,
for them?
Facebook page and Instagram is probably the best forum to really engage with what I'm up to and to see the different characters that are coming through the shoe shine and all the interesting things that happen when you're just sitting on the street.
Okay, awesome stuff. So urban planning, shoe shining came together.
Yeah.
Awesome idea.
Yeah, thanks.
And great way to communicate and get to know people and build community.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see your little new startup grow to something big and
thanks.
and helping others to keep their shoes all shiny.
Yeah, and I hope that it just encourages people to think sideways about what they're capable of and what they can do with their lives. You know, when I started my university degree, doing shoe shine was so far off my radar, but the more I learnt and the more I thought about what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve, like the Venn diagram of those things, the shoe shine just fit right in the middle, and you just got to take a leap of faith sometimes and just follow it and just keep pulling that thread, because you never know what comes at the end of it. So
that's right. So starting a new startup, a small idea, you just action it and get it going, and then this is what happens, and we'll look forward to the growth of your business, and we'll catch up with you in 6 months and see how you're going.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Trish.
That's okay. Thanks for being part of the show.
Cheers.
Awesome stuff. Thank you.